Hey folks, what's going on? Welcome back. It was the night before Christmas, and instead of stockings and sleigh bells, we're standing outside the bar talking about a murder that went down in Gotham. Because in the Absolute Universe, even Christmas Eve doesn't come with a night off. And this issue of Absolute Wonder Woman drops her right into Batman's world under the worst possible circumstances. Because in issue 15, Diana is tracking something dark and magical, and the trail of that has brought her straight to Gotham City. And Diana doesn't go to Gotham City without actually contacting Batman immediately. And I will say this before we get started. The tone of issue 15 of Absolute Wonder Woman was tense but grounded. Because in the Absolute Universe, destiny isn't pulling these people together, it's circumstance. And that makes the relationship that the two of them form throughout the course of issue 15 feel earned. So without further ado, let's head inside, grab ourselves a drink, and finally talk about how Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman finally meet on Christmas Eve of all nights. Alright, welcome to the bar, folks. Get comfortable. Now, what issue 15 of Absolute Wonder Woman does really well is slow things down. Because all of us really were looking forward to this team up, so when we saw Bruce and Diana begin to work together, we wanted it to be clear that this issue isn't about throwing punches, it's about figuring out what's going down in Gotham. The one thing that issue 15 does is let them both do what they're both good at. Because Diana is good at investigating the ritual side of things. She's good at deciphering the intent behind the violence. While Bruce, on the other hand, this is one of the first times from the outside in we see Absolute Batman truly earn the moniker of the world's greatest detective. Because in this issue, we see Bruce focus on patterns, details, and the human decisions that were involved in creating them. And what's really great about this issue is how organically the two of them work together. They don't clash for the sake of drama. They observe one another, they test each other, and they slowly then start to share information with each other. With one of the most important moments coming when Diana gives Bruce a protective talisman. In the beginning, it isn't treated as a big deal, but it shows trust starting to form between the two of them. It's a small moment that actually amounts to a lot later on. And truly, this issue is very intentional about how this relationship builds piece by piece through work. And we're gonna go over that right now. Let's head over to the wall. Alright folks, real quick, before we dig into this and go any further, if you're enjoying hanging out here, breaking down comics in a way that respects the characters and the story, make sure you're subscribed. It genuinely helps me out and it helps the bar. Now, let's talk about the issue. Because the issue starts off with Veronica Cale, the main antagonist for Absolute Wonder Woman. And Veronica calls up the Joker because she's pissed. See, the heroes of the Absolute Universe are starting to gain traction, to the point of where they're actually getting merchandise made out of them. One particular object that irks Veronica the most is a chessboard, and Veronica hates this because now her theory is true. People are becoming inspired by them. Which brings us to the trap that Veronica is trying to spring on Absolute Wonder Woman when she heads to Gotham City to investigate a murder that has the mark of Hecate on it. And when Wonder Woman goes to Gotham to investigate this crime, the first thing that she does is check in with Batman by shining a giant magical bat signal into the sky, which gets Batman's attention, but also a little bit of Wonder Woman's appeal. I can't help but think that maybe Wonder Woman has a little bit of admiration for Batman. And when Bruce meets her, he's very short and he's very apprehensive. But he's understanding. Like when she says, "I used magic," he's like, "I need you to define magic." Only for Wonder Woman to be like, "Yeah, sure, advanced chemistry with unconventional intentions and unusual resources." And this is probably my favorite moment in the issue, because this is the moment where they just get to know each other. Diana doesn't need to know why Bruce throws himself from skyscrapers with no fear, but she just wants to. I mean, up until this very moment, when Diana and Cersei were in the underworld watching Batman, Cersei was under the belief that Batman was actually the Bat God. But that's besides the point. The reason why Diana is here is because she actually needs Batman's aid. Because despite 4 murders in Gotham City barely making the news these days, all of these murders are connected by the mark of Hecate, the same symbol that's on Wonder Woman's arm. So she needs Batman's help because she's not from Gotham City, but on top of that, detective work isn't her forte. And what's so interesting is, like, it doesn't take long for Absolute Batman to form a little bit of admiration for Absolute Wonder Woman. Because when she speaks about how love is transformed transformative and how she doesn't know how to show that to people without living it, it affects him to the point of where he's like, you actually would have loved my dad. And after they get done talking about the bet that Wonder Woman and Circe met, whether or not Batman was actually the Bat God, Wonder Woman takes out an object from her little satchel and gives it to Batman. And what Batman gets from Wonder Woman is an enchanted talisman of Hecate. And the idea behind it is Wonder Woman's own little twist on the Hecateia. If you touch this with your bare skin, it demands an audience with Diana of the Wild Isle. And if she's on this plane of existence, she'll come to his aid, no matter what. And with this gift given to Batman, Diana then insists that she be brought to the crime scene. From there, the story transitions to the Slaughter Swamp, the same setting where Batman's annual took place. And when they arrive at the crime scene, they find a blood ritual, to which Batman's like, your goddess Hecate likes blood, which leads Wonder Woman to be like, yeah, all gods do, as does magic. It's fundamental. And since you're too polite to ask, I use my own blood for my magic. It's freely available and it's extremely powerful. And before Batman even gets a chance to look at the crime scene, Diana actually knows that magic was done here, but it wasn't done in honor of Hecate. If they were true disciples, they would have worked off of multiples of 3, because Hecate is a triple goddess. So it's a key number in her worship. So the crime scene that they're at would have had 3 symbols instead of 2. That's actually when Batman's expertise comes in, because he doesn't know about magic, but he does think that this entire thing looks staged, something that Wonder Woman also agrees with, because some of the ingredients that are used in this ritual are just wrong. And this is the particular moment during the team up that you see why Diana chose to bring Batman along. Because while she kind of understands the situation, when it comes to actually like investigating a crime scene, that's where she kind of falls flat. But with Batman there, she's able to ask the right questions that Batman's able to give the best answers to. The prime example being the bodies at the crime scene, because Batman's pathology of the crime scene helps Wonder Woman realize that somebody's out there trying to build something called an anthroparian, which is a magically constructed form like a homunculus or a golem, a powerful figure that can be remotely controlled, which has Diana confused. Why the ruse? Why pretend that it's Hecate? And Batman knows exactly why. It's to draw her in, and everything that they've gone over today has the proper makings of a trap. Whether it's for her or for him is the last thing that's left to be known. But either way, Batman is not willing to wait around and find out, so he suggests that they get more proactive, because Batman has a promising lead that brings them to an abandoned church. And when Wonder Woman suggests avoiding all of the traps by picking up Batman and whipping him through the building, Batman's all for it. He loves the violence. And when Batman comes crashing through the window, he finds himself standing in front of a bunch of clerics, which are kneeling on the ground in front of a weird creature with a bunch of organs on it. And when Batman accidentally crosses the barrier, him and Wonder Woman fall to the ground. And that moment where they're stuck inside of the circle and are forced to watch the ritual actually provides Wonder Woman with a little bit of clarity, because she's starting to notice they're not trying to build a construct here. In fact, what's going on right now is orchestrated by Veronica Cale. Because remember, in the beginning of the story, she's talking to the Joker about how all of these new heroes are starting to piss her off, and she wants to do something about it. So the Joker took advantage of that and manipulated Veronica to try to use Absolute Wonder Woman to take out Batman. And he does this by convincing Veronica that Absolute Wonder Woman, who is the last of the Amazons, is made of clay. Because if she's made of clay, then she's nothing more than a fancy golem, which means one ritual will let her gain control of Wonder Woman, which it does to a degree. Wonder Woman is actually so conscious of Veronica trying to take over her body that she actually deletes her magic arm at the last second to give Batman a fighting chance. And Batman actually does kind of hold his own for a little bit, but this is Absolute Wonder Woman we're talking about, so it doesn't take long for her to get the upper hand. Which sends Batman into panic mode, because Wonder Woman just picked up his axe and is now getting ready to chop his head off. But luckily, he remembers the mark of Hecate that Diana gave to him earlier in the story. Because remember the deal, if you touch the mark of Hecate with your bare hands, you are granted an audience with Diana of the Wild Isle. And this is not Diana, this is Veronica Cale controlling her. So the relic works, and it snaps Diana out of it at the last second. And when Diana regains her faculties, she's really confused, because that spell would not have worked without her hair and blood. Something that you'd have to be quite connected to her to gain access to, meaning somebody is betraying Diana and secretly working with Veronica. But either way, the construct that was built to try to control Diana needs to be destroyed. And when she goes to destroy it, Batman hears a click and immediately grabs her because he knows the MO. It's Gotham City, baby. You ain't walking away with any evidence. You in the dirty jersey now. And when Batman and Wonder Woman escape, we see what Veronica Cale is up to after her failure. And she is pissed. But from the sounds of their phone call, it looks like the Joker is going gonna take his crack at Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman next. The final bits of the issue sees Batman and Wonder Woman laying on the ground as the billowing smoke from the exploded building pours into the air. They discuss Wonder Woman's unconventional nature of her birth, but more importantly, she wants to give Batman a jump drive. And this jump drive is very special because it has quite a bit of information about him and everybody else. And when Wonder Woman means everybody else, she means the Superman. Though that's when their conversation takes a quick little detour, because suddenly it begins to snow, and Diana has actually never seen snow before. And at first, she's like, what perfect magic is this? And that's when Batman is like, it's not magic, Diana, it's science. And hearing those words while looking into the night sky prompts Wonder Woman to tell Batman that she believes that they're gonna become great friends. And even one day, maybe he may tell her his name. Something that Batman already suspects she knows. And she does, but it's not hers to take, it's his to give. But he wants her to say it. So she asks one question. Hey Bruce, don't you think we should be friends with the Superman too? Because Wonder Woman is right. They're gonna need a lot of friends if they want to save this world. And there you have it. The very first meeting of Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman. I need to know your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments down below. I, for one, love this issue. From beginning to end, it was non-stop fun. I love the way that Batman is depicted in this story, and I love the fact that I got to see Hayden Sherman draw Absolute Batman after reading Batman Dark Patterns. And I love the fact that it was strategically planned to be a holiday issue, because what a treat this was. I can't wait for Absolute Batman next month when they team up once again, but this time on the Scott Snyder and the Nick Dragotta side of things. But there you have it. Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 15. I hope y'all have a happy holiday, and I'll catch y'all later for the next one. Cheers.